Hi guys, today I'm going to be talking to you about the repository that we have chosen for our open source contribution for SPI. We are from group 3. So we have chosen JabRef, which is a bibliography management tool. It allows users to collect, organize, and discover research papers across platforms. It works like Google Scholar, but in an offline fashion. So you have to put in, you have to basically upload or add files to the GUI, and then it allows you to collect the data. So the issue that we have chosen is related to the drag and drop functionality in one of the modules of the project. So when the user chooses to drag and drop a file into the user interface, it takes up the absolute path of that file instead of choosing the relative path. So I'll be able to explain it to you better with the following screenshots that we have taken, and we were able to replicate the issue on our end as well. So if we go to the preferences in JabRef and we go to click on linked files, and then we choose store and search relative files relative to the library file location instead of the first option, which is the absolute path. If we select that and we save it, ideally when we drag and drop, so suppose we drag and drop from a finder or folder window into the JabRef UI, the file parameter is supposed to contain just the relative path to the module. It has, so if you look here, it has the entire path, which is the absolute path. So ideally it should have been tug 2023/demo/ the file name. So we're trying to fix this, basically, this functionality. The steps we're going to be following to get our contribution accepted is obviously create a PR first, then drop a comment there as well, asking the repo owner to assign it to us. We're also planning to join the JabRef developer community. I think there's a Discord channel as well, so if we run into issues with setting up the project, we're going to be discussing stuff on there. Then we're going to fork the project, get a fork going, and then commit the changes to the appropriate branch, get approval for the commit, and then finally merge it. We are also planning to write unit test cases for the functionality. The potential challenges that we're seeing is, first of all, the setup is pretty involved and quite complex. So we have to get that going. Then reproducing the issue in the local environment. Then of course the coordination with the owner and the maintainers. Another huge issue that we potentially see is basically merge conflicts. So we have to work on that as well. Updating the existing test cases. And then of course the commit needs to be accepted or approved. So that is also another challenge. So there will be a code review from the maintainers and other people involved in the community before it gets approved. And lastly, we are also looking at some challenges in the documentation because it's a huge architecture and a project. So we're trying to we're looking at how to split up the documentation and basically document all our contribution. Coming to the work distribution, we're going to have Scrum-based calls, basically. So a sprint would be like 1 or 2 days, and then we have a meeting every 2 days to check what each person is doing. And before that, basically, we'll obviously have task allocation, is so basically assign user stories to each team member. We're planning to use GitHub, Slack, or Discord, whatever, to communicate and keep everyone on the same page in the team. We are a 6-member team. We also will have code reviews internally as well as with the moderators of the repo. Documentation, so some people will also be assigned with some documentation aspects. We'll obviously sit together as a team and work on it as well, but there will be some people assigned to documentation, and there will be some people assigned to testing as well. Ideally, the entire team should be testing, but we'll see how it goes based on the workload and how to balance the other stuff. Yeah, that's about the distribution. So this is our timeline that we have set for now. So week 1, we're going to set up the local environment and learn how to develop in Gradle. And week 2, we're going to reproduce the issue and try to figure out all the objects and the classes, and try to figure out a solution. And then week 3, we're going to implement and test. And week 4, we're going to merge the PR and get approval.